Hi everyone, it's Millie.
And hi, it's Andrew
Nice to see you.
and Clover.
Oh, today we've got a little doggy with
Just
us.
our
Say
puppy.
hello, Clover. She's a 7-year-old Bolonoodle. It's soon going to be her birthday. And yeah,
Uh,
just really nice to see you all. Um, we have to thank everybody. It's been an amazing, amazing week. 1,637 signatures. So huge, huge thanks. Please keep on
Thank you very
signing.
much.
Please keep on signing, everyone. Thank you so much. Globally, it means a lot. We're raising awareness, and that's what it's all about at this early, early stage. We talk about an early stage, but we've already been featured on Sky News this week. We've conducted interviews with BBC TV. That's going to be going up soon. We'll tell everybody about that. And this morning we were live on radio with BBC Solent, Radio Solent. You can listen to that if you scroll down, and hopefully we'll be able to put it up in a minute as well. It's already actually up on the website. So yeah, a huge support from people that actually have MND themselves as well. We conducted like a post that said, "How rare does your MND feel to you?" And we had some outstanding, incredible, incredible, brave responses.
Yeah,
Do you remember reading some of them, Manzi?
I do, and um, it just brings it home, doesn't it? Because
It's happening. It's happening all throughout the country, the communities, mums.
you get you just touched on personal stories and the impact it has on children, on spouses, on families. It's not just the individual; it's the family around. Um, and in fact, there's those young ladies in their early 30s.
32 saying, "We've got MND. I don't want to die." Another 33-year-old lady having 3 children saying she's not ready to go. And we're not going to let them. That's our promise. We're going to absolutely fight this beast. And we're fighting now together as long as we possibly can.
Absolutely.
And I'll go on fighting. It has to stop. We've had some really, really wonderful, wonderful responses of encouragement, words of encouragement from friends. So one of them says, I love that the world is getting a shake up by you, Millie. And another one says, well, you're certainly improving the average. The country needs a good dose of you. And remember, you are an Aussie girl. I grew up in Australia, actually. I'm already Bosnian, but Australian as well, and British.
Bozzy Aussie.
A Bossie Aussie, as the children call me sometimes. A bossy Aussie, probably for
A
you.
bossy Bozzy Aussie.
A bossy Bossie Aussie. And she says, you remember you're an Aussie girl and swearing helps sometimes, but I'm sure I don't need to tell you that. Um, Honestly, everything's actually really cheered us up. Swearing might come into use, it might have its own use. We're just going to try and do it.
Keep it up your sleeve for a bit. So,
That's right.
so
We'll try and do things politely.
we don't want to have to put beeps on there.
Yes, on the videos. So Andy's had a fantastic response actually to his rare person video. I noticed you're not really wearing a badge. Where
Uh,
is your badge? Shall we put
well,
on your
it's
badge?
upstairs. I have to,
Upstairs.
yeah,
Oh, I
I'll
see.
get it later.
I see. But that's what we're here to talk about today. And actually, this video is one of the most important videos we're about to do. So it's not just celebrating our new celebrity status. We'd rather not have ever done this, but there's just no choice in this, really. For a rare person, Anzi, you've been very much in demand.
Indeed.
Indeed. Um, and that's why we're here to talk about the MND as a disease. It's not just a disease, it's actually a system, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I think
The rare, the
it's
bleak, the sad, complex box of MND.
yeah, exactly. It's one of those things. I think it comes out initially. It's for a long time. It's entirely valid for that because you have a condition where there really is no cure and you're like a million miles away from getting a cure because the knowledge just isn't there. And it has a deteriorating prognosis and a short life expectancy. So it is indeed a sad, pretty bleak diagnosis. But the risk is being human beings, we tend to create systems and sociocultural molds. So you end up having that sad, bleak, rare box that you get put into. The risk is that that is kind of thing, oh well, that's them catered for. We've dealt with them.
So it
And,
removes
and
hope and
it
expectation.
removes hope and expectation. Now, things have moved on, actually, in the
Oh my
background.
God, yeah.
There's been,
Oh yeah.
in terms of the science and the understanding of mechanism.
Fantastic science has gone on for over the last 30 years, especially with discoveries of particular genes or particular mechanisms such as the protein TDP43. There has been an amazing science
Yeah,
actually,
there are
but it's
people,
not happening fast enough.
there are people out there that put an awful lot of work into it.
Hmm.
Um,
On the minimal amount of money given. I have no words for that. I mean, we now have to change that M&D box of bleakness, rareness, complexity into into a conversation of change and cure. And a cure for now, for these patients, this current cohort of patients. And that's actually the whole point of actually, first of all, raising the awareness, putting us on the map, and then really going for it. We've got some big, big plans here.
Absolutely, because that's the thing. I mean, we're talking about things like government putting funding in on a
Yes.
regular annual basis.
Where is their
So this,
policy?
so
Where is their
actually,
policy?
so it actually reaches from that kind of crawling towards a cure, but actually now moving to sprinting to get there, because it's quite possible that the cure may well be out there through one or a
We have a
combination of
feeling
drugs.
it's in the laboratory right now. And actually, that's how cruel this is.
And you think of the hundreds of thousands of people around the world who've got motor neuron disease, and
Absolutely.
if it hadn't been such a short life expectancy with it, it would be literally millions. It's kept rare because of the death rate.
I mean, this morning on the radio program, we talked about an invention of an AI diaphragm. So, if this disease, it causes paralysis slowly and surely, but if it actually didn't reach the breathing stage of affecting your lungs and ability to breathe, and actually, then it wouldn't lead to death. You wouldn't die of it, right? So let's suppose that an AI diaphragm was invented where it kind of senses, I don't know, so many things, your emotions, temperature, and also tells you when to breathe, right? We would have thousands and tens of thousands and, well, worldwide, millions of people affected and in wheelchairs, and this disease would be very much visible. So let's talk about the facts. 70 million, and the incidence being 1 in 300. So in a population of 70 million, which is the population of UK, that 1 in 300 or 70 million divided by 300 is 233,000 people.
Yeah.
That would be those people in wheelchairs. And then everybody will be going, oh my God, this is horrific. Like, there's so much care that needs to go with this. Let's fix this. This is ridiculous. So the fact that it's not visible, the fact that these poor people die away and that's become a way of dealing with it, does not take away from the fact that they need your help. And if we took it to a population of the world, which is 8 million, we divided that by 300, that gives us a neat number of 26 million. So 8 billion divided by 300, it's actually 26 billion, which is the population of a country
Yeah.
like Australia.
Yeah, yeah.
That's 26 million. Imagine if everybody in Australia was in a wheelchair right now, what that would look like, what that would feel like.
Yeah, where would the sense of urgency be there?
Uh-huh.
We wouldn't have to be doing this. It
Absolutely.
would be shuffling
Absolutely.
towards a cure. So,
100%. So we need to change the conversation to understand actually how common this is, how unlikely it is to be genetic as well. Andrew's parents are 90 and 85. Nobody in his family has ever had MND. Well, not that we know of. People used to die really early.
sure.
I don't know, like 100 years ago. Who knows what they died of?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
what we need to understand is it could be you, it could be me. Then what? Who's
yeah.
going to look after me?
Just
If you pass
yeah,
away, who's going to look after me?
yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's ridiculous what's happening. So as I said, we've got some huge, huge plans. We are going to hold the government accountable. We have a whole roadmap of how we're going to do that. We're going to look at the systems in place. Are they good enough? What's become really clear to us is our cure is not going to be coming out of any charity. It's just impossible due to palliative care and sheer numbers that actually of people having the disease and having needing that palliative care. Only a small proportion can actually be spared for something like research. Government, well, we need to ask what they're doing. You know, we know what the previous government did in 2021. They pledged 50 million, out of which they'd already given 12 million. So it was only, you know, they said, can this kind of go to look like it's 50 million? And okay, it was accepted. Then they only gave a bit and they actually held back another bit. So I've wrote to the government, to the health secretary to tell them they're not doing a good enough job. And they wrote back to say, well, that was pledged by the previous government. So I didn't waste my time again.
So not all the money ever came through.
It
So
didn't. The 50 million was a disappearing act. And even when it did come through, it was in drips and drabs. And meanwhile, it was sitting in the bank accumulating interest. Well, that's not in the interest of these patients. We need the money coming in. We need the money for a cure. And we need to actually hold them to account. Not have a cure always being moved from 10 years to the next 10 years to the next 10 years. That's been done and dusted and terrible results. Still 100% death rate, still an average of 2-year life expectancy. We have to change the conversation, and we are going to be doing that. So we're just raising a little bit more awareness, and we have a whole plan, and we hope that you can support us. And the media have been amazing. They have been so, so amazing. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here doing this. And if it wasn't for the patients supporting us, we wouldn't be here doing this. So we want to thank everybody for their support, and we want to actually keep pushing. Push on, we will. Thank you.
thank you very much.